Hi everyone. For those who don't know me, I'm Zachery Peterson. One of the things I teach here at Cal Poly is cryptography, or how we keep things safe and secure. So given tonight's theme, I wanted to make sure and share some thoughts about cryptography and the truth, okay? So let me start by telling you something amazing that happened this week. Google announced that they had found two files that when put into the SHA-1 hash function, generated the same output. And for many here tonight, the correct response to that news should be, huh? Followed by, who cares? So let me address those questions in order. First, SHA-1 was a candidate cryptographic hash function. It's a basic building block or a primitive we use in cryptographic systems and protocols. It's a compression function. It basically takes in arbitrary inputs like files and produces short outputs called digests. Okay, to the second question, the answer is because for a long while, we didn't think finding two different inputs that create the same output was possible. SHA-1 wasn't supposed to do that. And because it did, it put at risk many protocols we use for secure communication. Now, of course, this isn't the first time a primitive has revealed its truth to us. RC4 was considered to be a secure cipher for almost 30 years. The way RC4 works is to output deterministic but uniformly distributed bytes, which are used to hide information in our messages. Now, bytes take on the values between 0 and 255. So in a uniform distribution, the probability of any particular byte being outputted was about 0.004. That's the black line. The blue line is what RC4 does. That's RC4's truth. And as a result, we can no longer use RC4. So perhaps another way of thinking about these failures is we don't know the truth about SHA-1 and RC4. Actually, we have a pretty bad track record of knowing the true behavior of the cryptographic primitives we've created. In fact, you may be surprised to hear we don't know the truth about any of the cryptographic primitives that we use to protect our most precious secrets, from passwords to credit cards to top secret troop movements. Okay? We can't prove anything about them. All of our primitives are merely candidates. They're possibilities, functions based on hard mathematical problems we don't know how to solve efficiently. Now, I didn't say we can't solve them efficiently. We just don't know if we can. We don't know the truth. So, for example, the problem that's about to show up here is not being able to efficiently obtain the exponent is what underpins the secrecy of your credit card when you send it to a web page like Amazon. Okay? And you may be thinking to yourself, well, hold up, Peterson. I've literally got a button on my calculator that does that. And you're right, you do. It's called the discrete logarithm. Okay? But the algorithm your calculator runs to solve that discrete log is only efficient for small numbers. The bigger the number, the longer it takes to run. So if we pick our numbers just so, it'll take our best known algorithm longer than the universe has been in existence to find x. Again, best known. Can a better algorithm exist? Maybe. Can a better algorithm not exist? Also maybe. Okay? These questions have remained unanswered for as long as we've been able to study mathematics. Here's another example. It's called the computational Diffie-Hellman problem, and we don't have an efficient algorithm to solve this either. And despite its similarity, we don't even know if an algorithm that solves this problem can solve the discrete logarithm problem. We think so, but we don't know the truth for certain. So as I mentioned, there's a whole host of these types of problems that are useful in cryptography, and far more that are equivalently hard and might actually be useful if we could solve them efficiently. So cryptographers live between two truths, a truth in which we can solve hard problems, or a truth in which we can't, and we don't know which truth we're in. But in any moment, we could, and that's equal parts exciting and terrifying, okay? And that's the best case scenario. Let me tell you another story about a cryptographic primitive called the dual elliptic curve deterministic random bit generator, or dual EC for short, okay? Now this thing had one job, to produce unpredictable numbers, and which are super important to crypto, okay? Now this little guy performed admirably and became a government standard until someone pointed out, wait, if someone knows this value D, they could predict all subsequent outputs. But that's crazy. You'd have to pick P and Q in this really special way, and who picked P and Q? Oh right, it was the NSA. And also they paid companies to include dual EC in their products. Okay, so here's the other harsh reality about crypto. There are those whose job it is to hide the truth about crypto, for good or for bad. But I'll keep secret my opinion on what an absolutely terrible, horrible, no good idea backdooring crypto is. Okay? So cryptography, like any science, is an endeavor in the pursuit of the truth. But perhaps one of the very few disciplines where we're able to enjoy the paradox of not knowing the truth, which is what makes our cryptographic system secure, while at the same time seeking answers to the problems that will ultimately destroy those systems. So for now, let's all live in our secure bliss of crypto ignorance, because tomorrow may look very different. Thank you.